beating some sense into a fool. While Alex was undergoing his physics lecture, his stepmother, Chae-young, had immediately returned to her home, where she quickly took a shower and changed her clothes before beginning to clean the mess she had made in her car, so that nobody would ever find out about what she and Alex had done. However, while she was cleaning her car, her neighbor came over to visit. Kwon Young-yun was a housewife in her mid to late 30s and was roughly the same age as Chae-young. She had a husband who worked all day and night, and a teenage son who was not the slightest bit interested in spending time with her. Thus, she took advantage of whatever moment she could to interact with her neighbors. It just so happened that she had walked in on Chae-young at a bad time, who had approached her car with a bucket of soap and water. Curious about what had happened, Young-yun offered her assistance to her neighbor. "Is everything all right?" Chae-young nearly jumped out of her skin when she heard her neighbor approach. She could not believe she would be intruded upon at this time, and thus, she quickly made up an excuse to conceal what she had shamelessly done with her stepson. "Everything is fine. It is just a little spill." Young-yun was close enough to the car that she could smell the cum, and thus she smirked, immediately gaining somewhat of an understanding of what had happened, which she concealed beneath her words. "Oh, I am sure it is, all right, I am just checking in. If you need my help, just let me know." Young-yun then went back to her own house, while muttering her thoughts under her breath. Lucky bitch. Once alone, Chae-young finished cleaning up her car. In fact, she had done such a nice job that it practically smelled brand new. It was only then that she received a call from Alex's physics professor, which she was quick to answer. The two women would have a lengthy conversation, where Chae-young did not hesitate to back up her stepson's story, thus allowing Alex to get out of trouble with ease. It was mid-afternoon when Alex returned from both university and the MMA gym, which he fought out of. He was a sweaty mess when he stepped foot inside his family's house, where he quickly showered before returning to his room for a change of clothes. Incidentally enough, he saw his stepmother kneeling on his bed, which caused Alex to smirk while speaking his thoughts aloud. "I wasn't expecting such a warm welcome. Well, do you want to continue from where we left off?" Despite the fact that Alex and Chae-young were all alone, the beautiful Korean MILF did not come to Alex's room for that. Instead, she came to ask a favor, which she was quick to give voice to. "I have a favor, Alex. Can you please pick up Mina from school today? There are some things I need to do." Alex could guess exactly what it was that his stepmother wanted to do. In fact, he quickly looked at his system to confirm her affection rating had not dropped after what they did earlier. Chae-young's affection, 82/100. It was indeed at an all-time high, but was not high enough for Alex to actually have sex with his stepmother. Which was a pity, but perhaps if he did her this favor, he would be able to finally bust a nut inside such a prime MILF. Thus, Alex threw off his towel, and shamelessly began to get dressed in front of Chae-young, while confirming he would help her out. "Sure, I don't see a problem with that. What will it be, 15 minutes before I need to head out?" Chae-young was once more mesmerized by her stepson's chiseled naked body and his massive cock. She could already feel her body warming up again. She had planned to masturbate while Alex was picking up her daughter, but now she could barely hold on. After several moments of silence, the mature Korean beauty finally came back to reality, where she instructed Alex that he needed to leave sooner than he had expected. At most 5 minutes, so hurry up and get dressed, because Mina won't appreciate it if she has to wait for a ride. Alex could easily tell that his stepmother was becoming overloaded with excitement, and thus he chuckled before finishing getting dressed, where he then placed on his socks and shoes. Once he had done so, he left his stepmother behind in his room, where she would no doubt masturbate in his bed, but not before he left behind a few parting words. "Don't worry mommy, I'll be back soon enough, until then, try to enjoy yourself." Chae-young immediately blushed when she realized that her stepson had seen through her intentions. But since he had given her permission to do so, she intended to make the most of every free moment she had. As for Alex, he snatched the keys to her car, and drove to his little stepsister's high school, where he stood outside the entrance of her school and smoked another cigarette, all while waiting for her classes to end for the day. Mina had a difficult time at school today. She had been so flustered by Alex's bizarre actions this morning that she couldn't get the man out of her head. Even when her boyfriend sat with her at lunch, she could not hear anything that he said. The boy was handsome and intelligent. He was also the school's best soccer player. But, for whatever reason, Alex was the only thing on Mina's mind. Thus, she mindlessly walked out of class. After the final bell had rung. It was a monumental surprise for the girl when she saw the man she had been thinking about all day waiting at the entrance of her school while smoking a cigarette. The young Korean cutie stopped in her tracks, without even realizing that her boyfriend had been following her the entire time. It was only after the young lad noticed his girlfriend was staring at the handsome foreigner did he finally manage to get her attention. Mina, do you know that guy? He seems to be smiling at you. Mina blushed when she heard her boyfriend ask this question. In fact, she had not told anyone at her school that her mother had remarried, and that she now had an older stepbrother. One who she had developed a crush on. Thus, after averting her gaze from Alex, who stamped out his cigarette and approached her, she finally managed to mutter the words that were currently plaguing her mind. He is my oppa. Alex immediately stepped forward towards Mina and her boyfriend. After all, while he was smoking a cigarette, he was also gazing upon his system, which informed him that this man was indeed Mina's boyfriend. In those few moments, Alex learned everything there was to know about the boy as well as Mina's feelings towards the both of them. It was very clear that Mina was already on the verge of sleeping with Alex, despite not even having kissed her boyfriend yet. Mina's affection, 93/100ths. These were the words that were overlay in his vision when Alex gazed upon his adorable little stepsister. Thus, Alex took an opportunity to create a moment for himself. Hey, Mina, Mom sent me to pick you up. Something came up, and she couldn't do so herself. Who's this chump? Mina's boyfriend frowned upon being called a chump, yet surprisingly, Mina's affection raised by a single point. Causing Alex to smirk when the boy stepped forward and introduced himself. Cho Ji-ho, I'm Mina's boyfriend. Don't call me a chump, you fucking douchebag. Mina glared at Ji-ho when he called Alex a douche, something which the fool did not notice. But Alex sure did, because the moment Ji-ho called him a douchebag, Mina's affection towards her boyfriend fell by over 10 points. This simply caused Alex to chuckle, as he grabbed hold of Mina and wrapped his arm around the girl. He then completely ignored her boyfriend, and instead spoke to his little stepsister as if the guy wasn't even present. Alright Mina, we ought to be going. Mom will be worried if we stray for too long. Upon hearing this, Mina blushed once more, and followed Alex into the car, where she sat next to him. She did not even bother to say goodbye to her boyfriend as she drove off, leaving the boy utterly dumbfounded. After driving for some time, and remaining utterly silent, Mina grabbed hold of Alex's sleeve, which immediately caught his attention. She had a timid and meek expression on her adorable face, as she posed a question to her oppa. Oppa, do we really have to go home straight away? Alex simply smirked when he heard this question before posing one of his own to Mina. Oh. Is there some place you want to go? In response to this, Mina hastily nodded her head, in a way which Alex found to be absolutely adorable. She then spoke up in the same timid voice as before. Can we got to the park? This was exactly the opportunity that Alex was waiting for, and thus, he grabbed hold of Mina's dainty hand before assuring her that they could do anything she wanted. Sure, anything for my little sister. Immediately, Mina's affection shot up to a solid 98/100ths, filling up the meter to a nearly full state. Obviously she was blushing, due to the fact that Alex was holding her hand, as well as his words. Soon enough they arrived at the park where they would enjoy some quality alone time together. Coincidentally, while Alex and Mina were at the park, so were Soo-jin and her boyfriend, a man by the name of Chong Ji-min. The two of them were having a lovely stroll while talking about their plans in life. Soo-jin had not known her boyfriend for long, but he was an intelligent man, with a bright future ahead of him. Especially since he was currently attending university as a med student. And that was the primary reason she was dating Ji-min, because she knew he could provide a stable future for her, and whatever family they might end up having together. However, as the couple walked through the park, Ji-min noticed a scandalous sight. A tall, and muscular white man, was currently making out with a petite Korean schoolgirl, while pressing her against a tree. It was clear by the intensity of their actions that they were only one step away from having outdoor sex. Ji-min scoffed with disgust as he voiced his thoughts aloud. Can you believe this? Some people have no decency. However, Ji-min did not understand the complete and total state of fury that his girlfriend was in right now. Because Soo-jin knew exactly who these two lovebirds were. It was her little sister Mina, and her bastard of a stepbrother Alex. She was visibly trembling with rage as she hissed her thoughts through her teeth. I'm going to kill that prick. Seeing that something more was going on than he initially thought, Jimin looked back and forth at his girlfriend and the interracial couple before asking the immediate question on his mind. Do you know them? Soo-jin was still attempting to suppress her rage when she expressed her thoughts aloud. Yeah, that bastard is so shamelessly making out with my little sister in public. Seeing this as his chance to prove himself to his girlfriend, as a man, Jimin confidently stepped forward, with an arrogant stride, as he promised to handle this matter. Do not worry, Soo-jin, I will handle this. It took the woman several moments to understand what her boyfriend was talking about, but when she did, it was already too late. He was right behind Alex, and could not even hear her pleas. No wait. Stop. Jimin approached Alex, and Mina, where he immediately prodded the larger man's back. This simply caused Alex to flip the man off before going back to making out with Mina. Of course, Jimin did not enjoy such disrespect, and was quick to raise his voice. Excuse me, sir. You are being entirely inappropriate with this young girl, and in public, no less. I have half a mind to report you to the authorities. Alex sighed heavily as he stopped making out with Mina. He was just about to seal the deal when this asshole interrupted him, and because of this, he was in a really foul mood. Thus, he turned around and glared at Jimin with a menacing gaze. It was only after he saw Soo-jin hurrying towards the two of them did his expression turn from one of utter rage to sheer confidence. Nuna, who is this cockblocker? And why is he bothering me? Soo-jin was about to respond to her stepbrother's question when her boyfriend interrupted her. What did you just call me? Sir, I will have you know that I am a black belt in ninjutsu, and if you don't stop your shameless actions this instant, I do not mind resorting to force. Alex gazed upon Jimin as if he were an absolute idiot. Did this fool seriously just threaten him without even taking a proper fighting stance? He did not even bother dignifying such stupidity with a response. Instead, Alex casually swung a deflated left hook at the man, which effortlessly struck Jimin in the jaw. Despite putting very little power into the attack, it somehow managed to knock the fool to the ground, as well as fling his glasses aside. Where Jimin then began to cry like a bitch. My glasses. Where are my glasses? Why are you just standing there? Help me. Mina blushed at the sight of Alex so effortlessly striking another man down, while Soo-jin was completely baffled by the scene. Seeing that he had utterly smacked the shit out of this fool without even trying, Alex snickered before voicing a question to Soo-jin. Well, Nuna, aren't you going to help your man? There was an extra emphasis on the word man when Alex spoke, as if to point out the fact that Jimin lacked a single masculine bone in his body. Soo-jin helped her boyfriend find his glasses, before also helping the man to his feet, where he continued to cry, before screaming at Alex in shock. You hit me. You actually hit me. Meanwhile, Soo-jin had begun to ignore her boyfriend, and instead prod Alex's chest, while scolding him for his violent actions. What the hell, Alex? You can't just go around hitting people like that. Alex simply scoffed, before wrapping his arm around Mina's back and dragging the girl in close to his side. He made sure to grope her ass, as he boasted to the girl's elder sister about his strength. What? Your idiot of a boyfriend threatened me, and said that he had a black belt in ninjutsu, whatever the fuck that is. He shouldn't go around picking fights with superior men if he doesn't actually know how to fight. Come on Mina, let's get out of here. This asshole has spoiled my mood. Mina did not even look back at her sister or her boyfriend. She instead followed Alex like a loyal little puppy back to the car. As for Soo-jin, she was furious at her boyfriend for being so pathetic and began to vent her frustration out on him. What the hell were you thinking? Did you not see the size of him? Why on earth would you go and provoke Alex like that? Unlike you, he's an actual fighter. Are you fucking stupid? To have his ninjutsu black belt insulted by his girlfriend, in addition to being held responsible by the woman for the assault he had just suffered. That hurt Jimin worse than Alex's casual punch. He did not even say a word, and instead lowered his head in defeat, while taking his scolding like a bitch. Thank you for reading my novel. If you wish to read a more serious story with an intricate plot, and complex world building, as well as a decent-sized harem, and a few smut chapters, please check out my 2 other novels, Tyranny of Steel, and Interstellar Age. If you would like me to write an additional chapter once a week, please show support with power stones, reviews, comments, etc. Zentmeister Creators Thoughts.